Hey YouTube, got another video for you today of some RG6 cable, and I just wanted to kind of run through and show you the difference in cable. If you're new to this and this is your first time installing a over-the-air antenna, or you need coax for any other type of install. Let's say you're installing an FM antenna, or whatever else. One of the main things that you need to be concerned with on RG6 cable is the shielding. You want to pick something that has the best shielding out there, whether it's a tri-shield or a quad shield or whatever, the best you can find and afford. And then you're looking for something that has a copper center electrode. I just wanted to, this is a rare earth magnet, and it's super strong, and you can buy them on eBay. You can see, I was sitting there holding that one in my hand, and before I could, when I got close to the package, it just pulled it right up on me. But you can get those really cheap on eBay. But if you take this little magnet and try to touch the center electrode on this particular wire, it won't stick because it's solid copper. And as you know, solid copper is a better conductor of electricity than steel. So what these other companies do is they make steel wire that's on the inside, but then they copper coat the outside of it, so it's like a copper clad steel wire. And what you get is it's more rigid as far as in strength, but the connection there is not as good, because steel is not a very good conductor of electricity when compared to copper. And now that I said that, don't go get a metal rod and hold it up in a lightning storm, because it'll knock you dead. But if you take a magnet, you can test coax cable out, and watch how this one moves around when I get close to it with that magnet. It jumped right up to it. And that's one way you can test and see if it's got I can feel that magnet pulling out of my finger. It pulled right out of my fingers and shot in the floor. But that's one way you can test. And you can also look down the end and see if the camera won't focus good enough, but you can look down in the end and see if it ain't gonna do it. Anyways, you can look down in the end and see if it's all copper color, or if there's like a silver core in the middle. And if it's got the silver core, then it's steel wire. That's enough about the coax cable. I wanted to jump to a few other little things that might help you with your over-the-air TV install. Let's say you're running a distribution amplifier, and let's say you've got like a 4-port amplifier going out to 4 different TVs in your house, but you've only got 2 of them hooked up right now. So you've got 2 empty terminals out of the 4 ports, and they're just wide open terminals. There's nothing stuck in them. So what you need to do, or anytime there's any other kind of open coax cable that you're not using, put these little caps on there. They're just little terminators, and they keep you from losing signal, and just keeps the signal in line. Basically, if you don't have these, they say that it's like a little water leak in your line. And so these are just cheap insurance. You can buy a 4 or 5 pack of them for $5-6, Lowe's, Home Depot. And just make sure you put them on there, and put your little dab of dielectric grease on the inside of them, just to keep the moisture out if they're outside. Or I do it on the inside too, just to be sure. And I'll go ahead and put this in here. This is dielectric grease or bulb grease. You can go to a parts store and picked this up, like a AutoZone and Advanced. You know, it's just a couple, like $3-4. I think Walmart has it as well. I did look for a bigger tube of it at Home Depot or Lowe's. They didn't have anything, so I was able to go to the parts store and pick this up. And what you do is you just take, and this is a just a F connector that I haven't put on wire yet, but you just squirt some down in that inside the connector there, and it just protects the connection, helps keep water out of it. And so anyways, go out and get you some. Another thing that I wanted to mention is barrel connectors. Let me go grab one. Okay guys, I'm back. I got a couple of different barrel connectors here. There's just two different styles. And if you're running your coax cable in from an antenna or anywhere else, the best thing to do is try to stay away from these. Now, I know sometimes you get in a bind and you have to use one of these, but I will tell you that you lose a little bit of signal when using these. So just try to use them real sparingly. I know it's really hard because, you know, you end up in a pinch sometime and you're like, well, it would be so much easier to use one of these. So I'll just go ahead and warn you, if you have to use them, then use them sparingly. Don't try to piece 15 pieces of cable together with barrel connectors, because your signal loss is going to be ridiculous. And last but not least, if you've never made your own coax cables, it is so simple. I'm not even joking. This kit here comes from solidsignal.com, and the kit is amazing. It really is. It's cheap. I bought it as a kit with like so many feet of the wiring, and once again, that is the copper core wiring and these tools, and I think I got like 300 feet of cable, the coax cable, and it just wasn't much money at all. So another thing I wanted to say is the two different types of coax cables, the steel clad and then the solid copper, there's not much difference in price. So just go ahead and get the solid copper. It'll definitely pay for itself as far as signal loss or whatever. And so you'll definitely get a better picture. But anyways, back to these tools. This here is a stripper. And this is the F-type connector crimper. It's a compression type tool. I didn't mean to say crimper. It's basically a compression tool where you slide the coax in right here on this end and stick it up through there. But you got to strip it off first, and then you compress this on. And one other thing is this right here. This is a set of cutters. And as you can see, this is supplied in their little kit along with the wiring and some F connectors. And this one says not for steel. Not this cutter right here, but they did put this little cutter right here. And there is a guard on it. I was playing around with it one day and I hit it on something and I broke the cover off. So just be careful. But it's got a removable blade. So, you know, if you cut something like that coax right there with the steel in it, you can replace the blade over time if it gets worn down. Now this top blade, like it says not for steel, so it's not meant to cut that hard of a metal. It's only made for the soft copper. So anyways guys, I'll try to make a video of me stripping the coax cable, or you can check out some of the other ones on YouTube. There's quite a few out there. Solid Signal has a good one, but definitely go to solidsignal.com and check out their little kit that they got right here. It is definitely worth the money, and it's so simple to make these little connector ends. I was always scared to mess with it because I didn't know if I'd be able to do it, and then after I did it one time, I was like, wow, This is bulletproof. I've been buying these 25-foot sections of cable and 50-foot sections of cable and little 3-foot sections of cable for all these years, when I could have been making better, higher quality cables with by myself. And you know, you can make them custom links. And so keep in mind, if you don't need 50 foot of cable and you can get away with 12 feet or 15 feet or 20 feet, the difference in signal loss is going to be pretty substantial. So just try to keep your cable runs as short as possible. And guys, I hope that this video helped you out and give you a few little tips to make your signal the best that it can be. And I will talk to you guys later. Until next time.